I just want to give you our own position on the current, discourse, the polity now, talking about the shift in election date, and of course the attendant, discussions thereafter. So I would like to start by expressing the disappointment of the members of Citizens Initiative for Security Awareness, CISA, just like other Nigerians, over the postponement of the general election, initially scheduled for February 14 and February 18, 2015 by INEC. As a civil society group engaged in creating and spreading security awareness among Nigerians, we have expended resources, including human and material, in creating the necessary awareness for Nigerians to fully participate in the process by registering to vote and to be law-abiding before, during, and after the elections. We have, however, used the last few days to digest the reasons adduced by the electoral umpire for the shift in the date, and came out with the full realization that indeed the reasons are not only tenable, but in the overall best interest of the nation. In light of this realization, we are compelled to add our voice of caution to the ongoing discussions on the propriety or otherwise of postponing the general elections. As a group concerned with the security of our compatriots, we made bold to quickly state here that we identify with every shade of opinion, action, or position aimed at advancing the cause of security, peace, and unity in our dear country at this tempestuous period for national life. We believe, without equivocation, that the intervention and position of the National Security Advisor and the relevant security agencies on this issue were guided by altruism and the larger interests of the nation, and not in any way for partisan considerations. Now, agree that the National Security Advisor is an appointee of President Goodluck Jonathan. Colonel Sambo Dasuki, that is the NSA, is not known for any penchant for frivolity or undue partisanship in matters of national importance like this. We must also admit that his office is privileged to have information that ordinary Nigerian citizens like us do not have. So we have no doubt in our minds that his advice to INEC on the need to postpone the election stemmed from a vantage position of knowledge. Again, Nigerians are desirous of an election that will not only be free and fair, but which must also be credible. Now, a situation where close to 30% of potential voters have not gotten their permanent voters card, the one they call PVC, is hardly one that could produce a result that will be respected by all. INEC chairman, Professor Tahiru Jega, was also quoted to have admitted that if given more time, the commission would do a better job. This is recognition or admission of an apparent non-readiness on the part of the commission to conduct this election. Recall also that card readers were still being imported, while ad hoc staff of the commission were yet to be trained for an election that was just 7 days away. Now, would it not have been a monumental embarrassment for INEC if it had gone ahead to conduct the elections with such level of preparation? Let us, at this juncture, express our appreciation to our gallant military officers and soldiers, which, apart from their primary constitutional role of defending the country from external aggression and internal insurrection, also has the added responsibility of providing support in aid of civil authority in terms of national security emergencies, such as providing complementary security arrangements to protect our electoral process. It is on record that our armed forces have successfully lived up to this constitutional provision during the conduct of past elections without equivocations. We all know that our troops are currently engaged in a very serious and frantic national assignment, which is in the fight against terror in the northeastern part of the country. Our understanding is that at the moment, there is a momentum in the counter-terrorist operation occasioned by a reinvigorated multinational joint task force, MNJTF, involving Nigerian military and her counterparts from Chad, Cameroon, and the Niger Republic, which is yielding positive result at the moment. It was in furtherance of this momentum that the Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal Alex Bade, last Friday, 6th February, hosted the Chief of Defense Staff of the Republic of Chad, Major General Brahimi Said Mahamat, at the Defense Headquarters, Abuja, where a new memorandum of understanding, that's MOU, for a more robust and effective collaboration by the two countries in the fight against terror was signed. The MOU, we understand, is basically about the determination of both forces to commit a substantial number of troops and logistics to the Multinational Joint Task Force in order to sustain the current gains. It was based on this imperative that the military is of the opinion that providing full support to the electoral process at this moment will greatly affect the terms, spirit, and tempo of the collaboration. The belief is that between now and the coming weeks will be very crucial in the renewed fight against terror by the reinvigorated Multinational Joint Task Force, which Nigeria is coordinating, and that any distraction or diversion at this critical moment will be counterproductive as we move to reverse the situation in the Northeast. Now, the position of the military is definitely in the larger interests of our national security, and never for any political expediency or ulterior consideration, as is being bandied about by some politicians and in the social network platforms. We therefore advise fellow Nigerians to insulate the military from partisan politics and rather have confidence in its neutrality and sense of patriotism. Now, before I end this address, and this is quite important to me because it's important to remind Nigerians that regardless of whichever political party we support, we know where our shoes pinches us. For several years after the commencement of our counter-insurgency operation, the Nigerian people, we the people, approached the United States of America for the supply of arms and ammunition to contain Boko Haram terrorists. Rather than offer us the much-needed effective support by way of selling necessary equipment to us, they bluntly refused and even went further to veto decisions by other friendly countries to sell weapons to us, citing some vague claims of human rights abuses by our troops. This is clearly in a bid to frustrate our efforts as a country and to denigrate our sovereignty. Now, as a respected sovereign nation, we Nigerians, this country called Nigeria, must not play into the hands of unfeeling foreign interests, masquerading as our friends. We must never be silent in the face of glaring supremacist interference in our internal affairs by the Western interlopers, who turned their back to us in time of global great distress, but are now quick to grandstand and pontificate to us over our election dates. Their cold indifference and gross insensitivity towards us in our time of need is an opener to all of us Nigerians that time is nigh for us to take our destiny in our hands by trusting the judgment of our National Security Advisor and the government, by extension, and of course the position of our military in this matter of election date postponement. The 6 weeks they talked about or they asked for is not 6 months. More so when we have received concrete and continuous assurances from both the NSA and the President, talking about President Goodluck Jonathan, that the May 29th date for inauguration of a new government is definitely sacrosanct. So let us remain calm and keep our eyes on the ball. It shall be well with Nigeria.